travel is not a huge line item on most budgets, okay? But it is problematic from a number of perspectives. Um, because let's face it, travel, um, especially it has to uh, be incurred during the performance period, not after the award expires, not during, during a no cost extension. And oftentimes travel involves extended stays for personal reasons, right? If you're going to some exotic location, or you might want to stay a few extra days or come a few days earlier and visit the sites and things like that. So the issues that come up are segregation of those charges, right? The personal expenses from extending the stay compared to the business purpose of that travel. Also, compliance with the Fly America Act. I was surprised to see how many examples there were with noncompliance with the Fly America Act. And believe it or not, in a lot of these situations, these noncompliance with the Fly America Act can be mitigated because there's a number of exceptions to the Fly America Act. And I don't think everyone understands or appreciates that there are a number of exceptions. It's really about the documentation of the exception, because by taking a U.S. flag carrier, your travel would be extended by more than 24 hours, or because by complying with the Fly America Act, you would have to make two more connections, of flights, some type of documentation in real time to document the exception to the Fly America Act. Um, Additionally, other types of supplies, right? We all know supplies can sometimes be directly charged to an award, okay, or not. It's really circumstantial, and based on institutional policies as well. If your institutional policy says that computing devices are categorized as indirect costs, then you're pretty much handcuffed, and it's really difficult to charge a computing device to a federal award. Um, and also anything that looks like entertainment. These are really, you know, common sense, right? Anything that looks like an event, a meal, a gathering, a social event that has beverages and refreshments, potentially with alcohol, those are also going to be closely examined. So I really try to reinforce to our faculty the types of um, expenses that are problematic and how they fit into each of these categories. But one final word that I leave with our investigators. These auditors, to my understanding, they have at least three sets of documents in front of them. Okay, they have the expense reports, they have the progress reports, okay, and they sometimes also have the appointment letters. Okay, and what I really reinforce to our community is when you're preparing the progress reports, you should also have a copy of the expense report, okay, and also remind yourself of what the salary appears in the appointment letters, because that's the institutional base salary being applied, that should have been applied. So I really try to get them to think it like an auditor, and when they prepare their progress reports, to cross-reference things in the expense report. Maybe they forgot that they funded a couple of students to present a paper at a conference. That's something you can footnote and cross-reference into the progress reports. And I think performance period is critical. Okay, they have to remind themselves that um, these are the dates, and the expenses have to be incurred within those dates.